So good morning, everyone. It is Lisa, and I am following through on my commitment this weekend to do a video for those of you who would like to get started using video. And what I will do after this video is we will take all of the notes from the things that I share with you today, and we will create a blog on my website with links and resources and a breakdown of everything that I'm talking about for you. I'm also recording this on Zoom. If you're watching this on Facebook, there is a link there. If you'd like to join me on Zoom for the webinar, you can. Otherwise, you can watch this on Facebook. It's a little bit, you'll notice a couple of things that are interesting. On Zoom, you will see my bangs are this way, and on Facebook you'll see they're this way, because Facebook flips the video when you do live stream video, which is always kind of interesting. It's a little bit weird to see yourself looking two different ways. In any case, let's get started. I have lots and lots and lots to share with you this morning, and I'm going to have my coffee while I do this. So the first thing that I want to tell you is when you are getting started using video, your first is your worst. Video is a skill. It takes practice to get comfortable speaking in front of the camera, to get comfortable speaking in general. It's no different than stepping onto a stage in front of 100 people. Most of us feel a little bit uncomfortable before we take the stage, and the more times we do it, the more comfortable we get with it. Video is exactly the same. You are going to be tripped up by things. You are going to be tripped up by how you look. None of us look at ourselves on camera and think, oh my God, I look amazing. We all look at ourselves on camera and think, oh, I have bags under my eyes. My hair isn't perfect. I need to lose 10 pounds. You're not alone. Everyone else that's doing video out there is criticizing themselves too. So one of the things that you really need to do is you need to just get over that and realize that people are watching video because they want to learn from you, not because they want to critique what you look like. So try not to allow the things that get in the way of you starting, get in the way of starting. And those are things like worrying about perfectionism, worrying about what you look like, worrying about your set. I mean, my God, I'm in my office. I got a dog on either side probably. And, you know, I got a mess behind me and a printer. This is not the perfect set. If you are looking for somebody to teach you how to do a perfect video, this is not the right one, because this is live. It is unedited and it is unscripted. So it is what it is. And for me, that is the best way for you to start doing videos, is just start and don't worry about it being perfect. And please don't use a teleprompter, because we can all tell when you're using a teleprompter. We can tell when you're reading the words on the screen and you're following it, because you are not a trained television broadcaster. So it's easy to spot an expert who is reading a teleprompter, and you immediately know that that person really isn't an expert in what they're talking about. And for the record, I'm not an expert in video marketing either, but I have been doing videos for over a decade now. So I have a little bit more experience and a little bit more expertise than somebody who is just getting started. And based on what is going on in the world right now, there's a lot of people that want to learn how to use video technology so they can stay connected with their customers and with their team members. So I hope you are one of them. Hi, Kim. Thanks for joining me on the Zoom live stream. It's good to see someone here. All right. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about when you do video, and you'll notice I'm looking down because I have notes. I'm not scripted, but I have notes. I made a little list for myself so that I am prepared. So when you do video, the more prepared you are, the better your video is going to come across. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is content. And when you are thinking about your content, the first thing that you want to decide is, what is the objective of the video that you are shooting? Is the objective to share information with people? Is the objective to do a live Q&A? Is the objective to have an interview conversation with someone? You need to be clear on what the objective is. Is the objective to upsell somebody to something? You know, a lot of people use video marketing, and at the end, they will pitch something. I'm not pitching anything today. My only objective is to share what I know about video to help you. But there are ways that you can use video to take people on a journey, and at the end of that journey, invite them into the next step of doing business with you. And that is okay. But if that is your objective, know that that's what you are going to do. And I recommend, whenever I do this, letting people know right up front. I'm going to share ABC with you today. And at the end, I'm going to offer you a way to learn more with me if you'd like. It's okay for you to do that if that's what the objective is. But if you're not clear on what your intentions are and what the objective of the video is, what's going to happen is you're going to ramble and you're going to be all over the place because you're not really prepared and you don't really have a clear outcome that you're trying to deliver for the audience. It's really important when you do video that you get out of the mindset of you and worrying about what you say and worrying about what you look like and worrying about how many people engage with you, and into the mindset of how can I add value? How can I help the person who is watching the video? And when you flip your thinking that way, it becomes a lot easier for you to create more effective content that is valuable for your audience. You want to ensure that you have talking points. And there are a few ways to do this. So I am doing a live stream. Like I said, I have notes on a piece of paper. When I used to have Brian Jones come into my house and shoot videos with me, I used to stick a Post-it note on the tripod where his camera was, and I would have like three words, 3 points that I wanted to cover in a shop talk video there. There were times where I would have a flip chart because I had more things that I wanted to cover, and I would position the flip chart right next to the camera with those bullet points. Bullet points, not full readable sentences, points to trigger my mind to know where to go next. So there are things that you can do like that to prepare for your video so that your content comes across a lot more seamlessly than if you are unprepared. When you're on camera, you might get nervous. And if you get nervous, it's easy to forget what you were going to say. So if you have it written down and you have it someplace that you can see it, it will make your content and the value that you provide to others that much better. Don't be afraid to let people know that you have some notes. I think that when you let your audience know that you've taken some time to prepare, then they know that the value you're trying to give is real, because you have put a little bit of effort into your preparation. The third is know what your intro, your outro, and your call to action is. So you'll see some videos that are done, they're beautifully produced, they've got a fancy intro with music, and a lot of times they've got visuals. Like if you go to my YouTube channel and you watch one of my old Shop Talk videos, we've got this awesome little do with my logo, and we started out with a question, and then we have the little intro, and then we come back to the video, and they're edited, they're just beautiful. You can do that, but you don't have to. If you're just getting started in video, you don't need to worry about being fancy. You can get somebody to create bookends for you, an intro and an outro, or you can just do your own intro and outro when you do your video. So I started my video today, I introduced myself, I told you what the objective was, and at the end of the video, I'm probably going to thank people for being here with me. As long as you know how you want to start, how you want to end, and what you have prepared in between, that's enough. The mistake that I see some people make with these fancy intros and outros is they're too long. And because they are so long, what happens is people don't actually watch the video because they get bored with the intro and the outro. If you have an ad on a YouTube channel followed by a 15-second introduction, I'm out. Because now it's like half a minute of my time before I'm getting any value. So I prefer to get to the point fast, and I'm not as concerned with making it fancy. If you want to make it fancy, I would suggest you hire somebody who knows how to make those bookends for you, and you do your recording, your video, you send it to them, and you let them do the editing for you, unless, of course, you want to learn how to do that yourself. The other thing that you want to think about is, do you have a call to action? So I talked earlier about some people, the objective that they have for their video is they're trying to sell something. They're trying to get their buyer to take a next step. If that is part of your objective, then you need to know what your call to action is going to be. So a call to action on a YouTube channel might be, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the button up there. A call to action on a landing page, if you're trying to get someone to subscribe to your mailing list, might be enter your name and email address in the box below. A call to action if you're selling something might be go to abc.com and click buy now. Know what your call to action is and know how to say it succinctly and clearly. Notice the things that I just said. Click the subscribe button. Enter your name and email to subscribe. Go to ABC to click buy. People often get uncomfortable with these calls to action and they ramble on and on and on. If there is a specific call to action that you want someone to take, practice saying it out loud before you do your video so you don't trip over your words. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is format. So what I am doing right now is I am using Zoom Webinar to shoot this video. I have logged into Zoom Webinar and I have connected Zoom Webinar, which is not the same as a regular Zoom room, and I've connected Zoom Webinar to my Facebook profile. So I'm using Zoom to live stream on Facebook. I'm also recording this video on Zoom. When I'm done recording my video on Zoom, I can upload this video natively to LinkedIn and people can watch it there. I can upload this video to YouTube and people can watch the replay there. So you might be wondering, okay, well, Lisa, if you're gonna upload the video, why are you doing it this way? So the way that I want you to think about live streaming versus video is live stream is typically you are engaging with people. So as I'm doing this video and I glance down at the screen, I can see, you know, Brian Jones has commented, Patty McCall has commented, Heather Chernovsky has commented, Freya has commented. So I know that people are watching the video. I can engage with them. I can look and see if there are questions and I can respond to the questions live. So when you do a live stream video, it's a little bit different than when somebody is watching a static recorded video. The way that it's different is in the engagement that you can have with people while you are live. But the other way that it's different is people can jump in at any point in time. So if you are just starting to watch this video now, you may not have caught what I said at the very beginning about your first video is your worst video. You may not have caught the things that I just talked about when it comes to content. So you have to decide whether or not live streaming is the best vehicle for you to communicate your message or whether recording a video is. The reason that I chose to use Zoom is it allows me to do both. And I can take my recording and I can repurpose it in other ways while taking advantage of the algorithm in the news feed on Facebook, which is notifying people that I am live right now. So there are benefits of live streaming. When you live stream on Facebook, you live stream on LinkedIn, when you log in, you typically get a notification of one of your contacts is live right now, just like you do on Instagram as well. So there's a benefit of being live in terms of the engagement that you get with your video, but statistics show that live stream watchers are fickle. That live stream watchers don't necessarily stay as long, they're not as committed as someone who clicks to watch a video. So that's why I think it's important to have both options available. And it's one of the reasons why when I do a live stream, I really try to treat it like it is a video. And while I will engage to a certain degree with people, you're never gonna see me waiting for people to jump on before I start, because nobody wants to sit around waiting when they're watching the video. They want you to get to the point and get to the point fast. So some people ask me, what is the difference between a native upload and using YouTube or Vimeo? So I want you to think about your video as a piece of content, all right? You created this piece of content and you can stream it live, you can record it, and then you want to host it somewhere. So you may want to put that recording on YouTube. And when you put the recording on YouTube or on Vimeo, you can take the code, the embed code, and you can embed that code onto your blog, and you can now create a piece of content on your blog where people can watch the video there. So the video is hosted on YouTube, but the code allows you to put it inside of your website so people can view it there. A native video is when you take that same video, and instead of going to Facebook and dropping a link in, or going to LinkedIn and dropping a link in, you upload the actual video to that platform. And now Facebook or LinkedIn is hosting your video. When Facebook or LinkedIn hosts your video, you can still get code like iframe code, and you can embed that video using Facebook as the host if you want, or LinkedIn as the host, but I wouldn't do that. I would always default to YouTube. And the reason that I default to YouTube is YouTube is the second largest search engine, and they're owned by Google, which is the first search engine. People who are looking for information and find it on YouTube are far more committed to watching all of the content. So the reason you put it on YouTube is really for strangers. You want strangers to find the content that you are creating. The reason you put it on Facebook or LinkedIn natively is to take advantage of the visibility in the news feed, because Facebook and LinkedIn want people to consume content inside of Facebook and LinkedIn more so than they want people to go to YouTube. Remember, Facebook is a business. LinkedIn is a business. They make money based on the number of users who are consuming content within their platform. YouTube is a business too. So they make money when you go from Facebook over to YouTube to watch a video and you watch that ad. Like, that's how they're generating income. So every single social platform wants to keep people inside of their platform to consume content. So it only makes sense that you play the game and you upload your video to the appropriate channel to get the appropriate visibility. Can you save your lives? Yeah, absolutely, you can save your lives. If you go to your video after it's recorded, there's 3 little buttons on the video up at the top where you can edit, and you can download a copy. Simple, easy, you've downloaded it. You can now upload it to YouTube, put it someplace else if you want. That's very, very, very easy to do. Captions. Should you use captions on your videos? Yes, you should use captions on your videos. We take all of my videos and we upload them to rev.com, and we get what's called an SRT file. It's not the same file as a transcription. You need an SRT file to upload. Now, Facebook will generate captions automatically for you, but they're pretty glitchy. Rev does a much better job, and even though Rev does a much better job, it's not always perfect. So it's a good idea for you to actually watch your video once you've added the captions, so that you know that the words that are in your video are the appropriate words. And you can go in and edit those words if they are the wrong words used for some reason. The reason that you want to add captions to a video after you've done the video is 80% of people watch videos with the sound turned off. Think about it. People are sitting in a doctor's office, they're on the bus, they're sitting in the car beside their spouse, driving to the grocery store, and they see a video. They don't really want to turn it on. They don't want everybody else to hear what they're consuming. So there is a very high percentage of people who consume video content with the audio off. I am one of those people. I consume a lot of video content by reading the captions on the screen. So definitely, it's worth it. LinkedIn Live. People were asking about LinkedIn Live. So LinkedIn Live is essentially, it's like live streaming on Facebook, but it's for LinkedIn. You have to apply for LinkedIn Live. So in the blog content, I'll show you the link where to apply. You can just Google apply for LinkedIn Live and you'll find it. But it's not available to everyone as of yet. You know, some people get it really fast. Some people it takes forever. I applied a while ago and I still don't have it. So I don't really understand the rhyme or reason. I think if LinkedIn considers you to be more influential than someone else, you might get access. But I have seen people that are not, you know, really influential get access really fast. So I can't say what their rules are. I can tell you though that LinkedIn Live is a little bit more complicated than Facebook Live. You don't just open your phone and click let's go live just like you do on Facebook. You have to use a third-party application, and there are a ton of different third-party applications that you can choose from, but it does require a little bit more coordination and setup than doing a Facebook Live or even a Zoom Live like this. So what I would recommend to you is upload native videos to LinkedIn. You can apply for LinkedIn Live, but what we have seen is that our clients who are uploading videos directly to LinkedIn are getting a ton of visibility right now because they are uploading videos directly to LinkedIn. So just because you don't have LinkedIn Live doesn't mean that you cannot create content and upload that video content to LinkedIn and still reap the rewards of using video on LinkedIn. All right, next on my list is setup. So you'll notice that I am set up in my office. I just want to walk you through a few things. So I'm going to take my camera and I'm going to show you. This is my light setup. So I have a light, and you'll see I have a closet over there, a white wall in front of my desk. And so what I do is I have the light shining on my face today because I'm doing this live stream for all of you. Most of the time I have that light facing my closet. And by having my light face the closet, there is enough light that bounces back on my face that I am well lit. You can use a regular desk lamp like I showed you right there, or you can buy a Diva ring, which is one of those big round lights. You can buy a softbox light. You know, you can buy any type of light that you want. You can also sit facing a window. So you'll see that I have a window behind me, and I have the blinds closed and I have the curtains closed. The reason that I do that is because when you are backlit, it makes it really hard to see you. So you never want to sit in front of a window unless you have the light blocked out. You want to sit facing a window so that your face is well lit up. The other thing that I do is I use a webcam. So I'm not using the camera on my iMac. I am using a Logitech Brio camera. And the reason that I use the Logitech camera is the camera quality is significantly better. So I'm going to show you the difference between using my computer camera. Looks like I'm frozen. See, this is my computer camera. So it's not bad, but it is my computer, and I feel like the quality isn't as good as when you go back to the Logitech camera, because the Logitech camera is HD, and on Zoom, there's this really cool option. If you click the little arrow box beside the video camera on Zoom and you click on video settings, you can actually go into Zoom and touch up your appearance. And it will actually smooth everything out a little bit so that when you're on camera, your face looks a little bit more studio ready if you are concerned about that. You want to ensure that you have good audio. So what I am using here is I am using a Rode microphone, and that Rode microphone is plugged into my iMac because the audio on my microphone is better than the audio would be directly through my computer. You could also use a Yeti. I have a Blue Yeti at home, or one of those tall Yeti microphones. They work just as well. I bought the Rode microphone because it is great for podcasting, that thing that I haven't started doing yet, but I have great intentions about. So I have all the right podcast equipment, and it just so happens that the audio works really well when you're doing video as well. Now, I'm doing video through my computer. If you are using your phone, you can buy a little lav mic that you can attach to your phone and attach to yourself so that you have better audio. I have one, I think it's called a Movo. Stephanie Rainey gave it to me, and I'm really bad about remembering to plug it in when I shoot video on my phone. The one thing that is important is that your audio is clear. People will forgive poor visual quality on a video before they will forgive poor audio. If the sound is really not good, if the sound is garbled or choppy, then you are more likely to lose your audience. So you want to ensure that you do have good audio and that you have tested your audio before you go live. So today when I jumped onto Zoom, I went into Zoom and I looked at my microphone to make sure that the audio was working well before I actually went live, so that I knew that you guys could all hear me. If you are going to be using your mobile device, oh look, all kinds of text messages. If you're going to be using your mobile device, you know, it's kind of hard when people are doing this. I don't know about you guys, when people are doing these walking videos, like unless you have a gimbal, which is a tool that will stabilize, try not to walk with your phone. Try not to do videos holding your phone. Invest in a tripod, invest in an iPhone mount for your phone and set it up professionally so that you're not bouncing all over the place for your audience. When you are shooting your video, I want you to notice where my eyes are right now. My eyes right now are looking at the camera. A lot of times what you see people do is this. They're looking at themselves while they're talking. If you want to have a better connection with your audience, if you want them to feel like you are looking at them, consciously look at your camera more often than you look at yourself. It's hard when you're doing a video by yourself, especially like this on Zoom. And you know, I see my face on the camera screen. It's hard not to look at me, but try really hard to look at the camera. It just creates a much better experience. You also want to see, like, I don't have a ton of headspace here. You want to make sure that you're not shooting your video like this, where you know you look really, really tiny because you've created so much space. You want to make sure that your head is close to the top, but you don't want to cut your head off. You want there to be a little bit of head space at the top, but not too much. You also want to slow down when you speak. A lot of times I notice people get nervous. They talk really fast, and when they talk really fast, they start to use filler words. But like, you know, because they're speaking faster than their mind is thinking. So slow down so that the pace of your voice or the pace of what you say is on par with how your brain is working. When you go too fast and you start to use words like, but, you know, over and over and over again, it's hard for your audience to listen to you say that. It's distracting. I'm one of those people, if I'm watching a video and somebody starts to say like, I actually start counting. And when I get to a certain number, I can't watch anymore because I'm so distracted by their inability to communicate clearly that I can't take the content seriously. And I know that it's caused by nerves. I know that it's caused by going too fast. So be mindful of speaking slow, not slowly and robotically, but be mindful of not making your pace so fast that you're tripping over your words. Another question that I was asked is, what device should you use? So I am all for whatever is easiest. The reason that I jumped on Zoom and I set up a webinar and I connected it to Facebook is because it was easy for me this morning. I have a tripod in my closet. I have the widget to put my phone on in my closet. I have a light kit in my closet. I did not feel like pulling all of those things out. For me, whatever is the easiest way for me to get the content out there is what I am going to do. And for me, this is the easiest approach. It's either doing it directly on my phone or doing it directly on my computer. If I have to do it on an actual professional video camera, and then I need to take the content off the camera and I need to upload it to my computer, and then I need to upload it to a host or upload it to a social channel, I'm not going to do it. So if you're looking to get started, remember this video is for people who want to get started using video. Simplify. Simplify the approach you take until you get more comfortable shooting video. And then if you want to add additional complexities like a better camera, maybe a green screen, maybe those bookends and all that fancy stuff, add that in. If you are looking for, Sylvie said, I want super high quality, high value videos. Well, you need to hire a professional then. Because if you're trying to do it yourself and you're not a professionally trained videographer, it's going to take you forever to be able to produce a super high quality, high value video. You've got to start somewhere, and you will improve as you go along, but you're not going to create your best video out of the gate. So if you really want super high quality and you want all the fancy bells and whistles, hire somebody to come and do it for you. And in this day of COVID-19, it might not be as easy to do. I could, by all means, take this video, and it's recording to the cloud right now. And I could call Brian Jones later and say, can you go into that video? Can you edit this out and that out and add a bookend and a slide at the end and yada, yada, yada. And he could do that for me. He could do that remotely for me, but he can't be here in person shooting with me. So for the purpose of getting started, simplify, do not complexify. All right, editing. I've never edited a video in my life beyond cutting the beginning and the end off. So, you know, you can do that on your phone very easy. You just kind of slide it along and you edit the video and you're done. I don't know how to use any of the tools, iMovie, whatever the tools are that people use. So I can't answer that question because I don't know what software you would use, whether you're on a PC or a Mac, if you're using Camtasia. So what I would suggest is whatever tool you want to use for editing, you Google how to edit using that tool and you watch a video. What I would encourage you to do even more so is just become a one-hit wonder and stop worrying about editing and making your videos perfect. And instead, worry about getting started. Worry about practicing delivering valuable content on camera regularly so that you can improve your skill and learn how to edit later, or get somebody else to edit for you later if it's really, really important. But if you're just getting started, again, simplify, don't complexify. Learn to be a one-hit wonder. I think one-hit wonders are the absolute best. All right, the next question is length of time. How long should a video be? As long as it takes. You know, there are all kinds of schools of thought, right? If I look at a video and it's a 20-minute commitment, I'm not sure I'm gonna watch it. This one's probably more than 20 minutes now. But I gotta tell you, I watched a video last week that a doctor did about COVID-19 and it was 54 minutes. And that doctor was engaging and he provided valuable information and I watched it from beginning to end. So what is more important than the length of your video is the quality of information you are sharing. If you are sharing something that is valuable, that people are interested in, they will watch a longer video. But if during the first couple of minutes of your video, you are not well organized and you are not prepared and you are rambling and you're waiting for people to show up, you're going to lose those viewers. So you want to be as good as you can be, as quickly as you can be in your video. And if you're doing a great job on camera and you're doing a great job delivering value, if it is valuable to someone, they will continue to watch it. Lots of people will tell you should keep your videos under 3 minutes, that, you know, human beings, we don't have the attention span, you know, of a goldfish. We can't watch anything. I got to tell you, Kim has been on Zoom with me the entire time. So I have proof that humans can actually consume longer amounts of content. If it's valuable, people will watch it. But if you don't need 20 minutes to state the obvious, don't spend 20 minutes rambling. Get the point out as quickly and as effectively as you can, but be more concerned with delivering value than you are limiting yourself to a whole bunch of short videos. Engagement. So should you engage with comments? Absolutely. So Aresta asked a question about using comment cards in, I think it was a Facebook or an Instagram story. And so, you know, Aresta, you were asking people to ask you what they would like to see videos on. So I would not have answered their questions, but I would have acknowledged their comment. So for example, if somebody commented here and said, I'd like you to do a video on how you connect Zoom webinar to Facebook, you know, I might go back and say, sure, no problem. I'll do a screen recording and show you how to do that. But I'm not necessarily going to answer the question if the question that I've asked is for the purpose of generating more video content. So I think the answer is it depends. I'm a big believer in engaging with anyone who engages with my content. Statistics show that when you engage with people who engage with your content, when you reply to the people that comment on your content, you can see a 250% increase in views and visibility of your content. So you have to decide, are you talking with people or are you talking at people? For me, social media is about building community. It's about, interacting and building my network. It's about having conversations with people online. The whole reason that I got started in social media to begin with is because I was networked out. Like, I was going to networking event after networking event after networking event, sometimes 6, 7 a week when I owned my bricks and mortar store. And when I joined Facebook, I realized that I could communicate and interact with people online. So I think it's important that you are responding to people when they are commenting and interacting with your content. It is an acknowledgement of their presence and an acknowledgement of their interaction with you. And I personally think that we should respond back to those things. And I think that's it. So Kim commented and said, this is valuable. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. I'm just going to take a quick little look. Trying to mark. I can't see. There's a really big difference between the cameras. There is, Nicole, and there's even a bigger difference if I actually stood up and turned the light off. If I stood up and turned the light off, it's significantly different. The other thing that makes a really big difference, guys, is, do you notice that you can't see up my nose? That's because I'm not, like, if you place your camera too low or too high, you don't want people looking up your nose when you're on camera. So you want to position your camera in a certain way that the angle is good. And ladies, your camera being a little bit higher than eye level is good for you. If it's too high and you have to crank your neck back, that's not good. And if it's too low, then it's not good, because it just makes everything look awful. So you really want to make sure that your camera is lifted a little bit higher than your actual face when you are shooting video. Oh my goodness, there's 17 comments on Facebook. Let me see. Would love how to connect Zoom to Facebook. It's you have to have a webinar account if you are going to connect Zoom to Facebook. And when you do that, it's really easy. When you launch the webinar, there is a more option on the bottom of the Zoom tray. When you click on the more option, it asks you if you want to go live on Facebook. You click live on Facebook, and then you select where on Facebook, whether it's a group, whether it's your timeline or a Facebook page. And then you type in your description and you press a go live button on Facebook. You're already live on Zoom, and that connects the two of them together. It works 90% of the time. Every so often, Zoom is glitchy. I tried to do a video, I think it was last week, and for some reason, I couldn't get Zoom to connect to my Facebook. I think that there's so many people using Zoom right now that it's a little bit more challenging than usual to get some of these things to work. So there you have it. That's it. I hope this was helpful for everyone. Thank you for watching. And if there are any other questions that you have about video that I can answer, please leave them in the comments, and I will do my best to either circle back there. See, I'm talking too fast. I will do my best to circle back there with an answer or do another video. And if there are other videos that you would like me to do to help out during this time, don't hesitate to message me privately and let me know what they are. I'm happy to talk to people about cash flow. I'm happy to talk about sales and marketing ideas. I am seeing quite the mixed bag out there in terms of how people are responding to what's going on and the results that people are getting in their business. It's just not true that every business is falling apart. It is true that some businesses are having a much harder time than others, especially those businesses that require face-to-face, in-person interaction. I mean, things like hairdressing and the spa industry, but spas can still sell products. So, if there is anything that I can add that would be valuable and of service for my community, please don't hesitate to ask me, and I'm happy to jump on and do more of these videos. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay safe, wash your hands lots, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here, Judith and Kim. Bye, guys.